Good afternoon and welcome to MyTradeTV. Today we're speaking to Arron Clegg and it's going to be a catch-up with the reigning Masterfitter. He won the Masterfitter Challenge last year at the Fit Show and obviously we want to speak to Arron regarding this year's show and the Masterfitter Challenge. So welcome, Arron.
I hope you're alright, mate.
I'm not too bad, thanks, Arron. Nice to see you again and nice to speak to you again, Arron. Just a few questions for you really today, just regarding last year and obviously what's happening this year. But first of all, after all the hype and everything settled down from winning last year, what did you actually think yourself of winning the competition?
Yeah, you did do that one, mate, and yeah, it was, obviously I was a bit nervous on the day, but once we got that out of the way, it's absolutely ace to look back on and actually think what I've achieved, you know, for my age, purely.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was ace. I enjoyed the experience. It was cracking day and cracking night, so.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And a question that I've got to ask, because no doubt everyone wants to know, what did you do with the dosh that you won? What did you do with the money?
It'd be a bit nosy now, to be honest, mate, the majority of it's been spent on gear that's helped me evolve in the past year. It's got me some new kits and, you know, bits of new tools, that kind of stuff. It's obviously helped me top my beer belly up a bit with the spare change that I've had left, but other than that, like I said on the day, I said to everybody that I wasn't there for the money, it was the title that mattered. If there were £0 up for grabs at the end, I'd still come and compete because it was the title I was after, so.
Yeah, I can see that with you. Obviously, you wanted to win it, and that was the main thing. But it's always nice to have the money as well, mate. It is. The other thing, I've heard, and I've been told that a particular tool company wanted you to endorse their range of products after you won this, but it involved cardboard cutouts. Is that right?
Yeah, it is. Funny enough, it was about a week and a half after I won the Fit Show, I got a kind of approach from a marketing company of an actual tool company. But a bit of a weird request, wasn't it? You know, I couldn't imagine walking through it and looking at myself, endorsing some power tools. I think I'm ugly enough without having to look at myself even more, so kind of binned that one off and just kept to what I was doing. So, but yeah, you are right there. Yeah.
Fair play, and it must have been impressive being asked even. But if you had to break it down as to what you believe the single biggest reason was that you actually came top at Fit 2013, what would it be? And what have you been doing since Fit last year?
Your first bit there, and then I don't know if there's actually one specific reason, but I suppose the main reason I'd put it down to is the training that I've had whilst I've been in the industry, and then the knowledge that I've actually decided to go out and pick up myself. Obviously, I work to the standard kind of your MVQ framework as everybody else, but I feel like I went that bit further and dug for more information, find out how I could better myself, you know, as opposed to just doing the bare minimum.
Yeah.
So, and what I've been doing since the Fit Show, did you say? Which second bit was it?
Yeah.
To be honest, I've not really changed much in that aspect. Been in a couple of crazy projects that we like to take on, which has been good. That I don't think I would have had not having the title. So that's managed to get me a bit of extra work in there. I've had a couple of offers from companies to go and work for them, but it's kind of, I feel that I didn't want to let my freedom down. You know, being able to pick and choose which jobs I did and where I worked, that kind of thing. So I didn't want to be tied down to another company, but them offers have been there. Yeah.
Fair enough. Again, I've heard some rumours that two Masterfitter finalists, both from 2013 and 2014, have got together to run a Masterfitter Academy. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. There's a big little bird here, isn't there, telling you all these things. But it is true, mate. Yeah.
There's not a lot we don't come across. We do tend to keep us ear to the ground.
I can tell. Yeah.
So that's going to be happening. That's interesting. You'll have to tell us a
little
bit more about that.
It is definitely true. I've kind of kept that one trumped for a bit, but as more comes out, I'll obviously let you know about it. So.
Wonderful.
But it is true, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, no doubt we'll hear more about that in the future. You mentioned in one of your answers as well that obviously you believe training is the key to you doing so well in these competitions. Can you maybe explain that a little bit more to us?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of been drilled into me from a young age. When I got to school, I was enrolled on a plumbing apprenticeship. The majority of people have probably heard this story, but I actually enrolled on a plumbing apprenticeship, and after 3 weeks of working in the glass industry for one of the nationals, I kind of decided that it wasn't the route I wanted to go down. And at that point, I was out of funding for MVQ, so my dad had a glass and glazing training company. So he made me pay for my own MVQ to come out. So I've been involved in that kind of training aspect right from the very start. Then obviously I went on to complete my level 3 apprenticeship, and since then I've kind of been involved in the training courses and that side of things. And then now, like you said, with the Masterfitter thing, I think it's kind of building that knowledge up constantly in the back of my mind. But it's one of them things, isn't it? You know, you can only develop and invest in yourself so much, to the point where if you end up going too far, can't you? If you don't calm it down a bit. But the training has kind of it's been involved in me from when I came out of school, and I've not kind of stopped from the training programs. So I mean, even now, it's like you're going on bits of courses here and there to pick up them extra little bits that you can. So.
Yeah, fair play. I mean, that, obviously, you know, there's not enough people probably training themselves up. I mean, we try and do that at our end, even though it's a completely different market. We're always trying to educate ourselves on how we can get better, and fair play to you on that side of things.
Yeah, it's like I was saying about, as much as it's costly all the time to do these things, it's for the betterment of myself in the end.
It is. And fair play to you for that. There's not enough people invested in training themselves. So, I'll tell you one of the things that we keep hearing about. Obviously, we do a lot of work within the industry. We keep hearing all these acronyms, CPD. What have you done any of this CPD?
I don't. To be honest, I don't think there's ever been a year where I haven't. Like I said, with the training courses and that kind of thing, I'm always involved in things where I'm continuously developing myself, as opposed to actually go out and look for CPD, and I'm getting the CPD automatically. So yeah, in that sense, I never stop. So
okay. Now, I've got some very good sources at my end, Arron. So I've heard again that you didn't.
I'm waiting for this one.
You didn't initially intend to defend your title this year. Why?
Yeah, that's right. Obviously, I don't want to play down what I did last year, because I think it was an achievement, and like I said before, at my age, to go out and do it, I felt like everybody there were obviously older than me, and I felt that at the time I didn't have a shot. But we did what we did, and I was awaited to win it on the day. But I kind of, since the show, the pessimistic side of me kind of took over, and I was thinking, you know, do I just call it a day having won it once, or do I try and have a go again? And then there was the other side that I was trying to think of, will I be disadvantaged going for a second time, you know, having won it the first time?
Yeah.
I kind of down that route, but yeah.
Okay, I can understand I can understand your thought process behind that, and it must have been hard to make that decision. But following on from that, then, what changed? What changed you?
I think there were a few things really. I had a discussion with somebody from the industry just before Christmas, and I've got an unbelievable amount of respect for her. And I think, to be honest, unbeknown to him, that was probably the turning point that kind of thought, should I be considering going in again?
Yeah.
And then probably 2 months after Christmas, maybe February time, I had a conversation with somebody else again, a different chap, but he kind of restored my faith and credibility in the process itself, and that kind of from then I thought, yeah, we need to be having another go. So obviously these two guys don't know who they are, and I let them know after the day, so that's the funny thing. But
fair play. And I suppose one of the biggest things we should ask then, did you expect to get into the finals again once you decided you were trying to defend the title?
I wouldn't say expect. I'd like to think I was going to get in. I mean, I think you always do, don't you? I mean, won it the previous year, you think are there going to be 8 people better than me going in again this year that's going to knock me out? But I never for one moment took it for granted. You know, I thought that if I went out, then I've gone out for a reason, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I like to thought I'd got through, but you can never take this kind of stuff for granted, can you?
You can't. And having watched it myself and done some coverage last year, I know that there is some very good fitters out there, and it'll be interesting. And that, I suppose, that leads on to the next thing I want to ask you. Really, what do you make from the calibre of this year's entrants? What do you know them? Do you know much about them?
I think I know one guy through the question you mentioned earlier. I know Dave very well. I've known him for probably about 3 years now, and I've met him on the site when he was doing his MVQ. And I have a bit of a problem that I never want to grow the business too much so that I can't control the installations. I always want to be in control, and if anything ever goes wrong, it's me that's got to put it right.
Yeah. But
Dave's the first guy that I've ever been out to site on and actually thought, I could have you working for me, kind of thing. As much as he probably wouldn't want to work for me, he's one of them guys. He's a top-notch fitter, and that's why we're trying to work closely together. We're getting very close together now, and hopefully nailing something on these next couple of months. So he's an ace guy, and everybody else, to be honest, involved. I'm sure they're obviously all brilliant installers who made it to this stage, aren't they? Because we know it's a kind of a grueling process.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've got to be honest, Arron, I'm looking forward to watching it again this year. I mean, I'll not be there permanently watching like I was last year because I'm doing other things this year, but I'll be keeping a close eye on it because it was probably the most interesting thing at the show for me. But
just to add on to that, you've got a couple of big names in there as well this year. I think it'll make it interesting for all those small ones, won't it?
Well, it will. It's going to be definitely, obviously it's not all going to be the same as last year, I would imagine, as well. So it's going to be interesting to watch, and I hope that people come along. And it was well watched last year, so I'm hoping that people come and support it again. I tell you what I do want to ask, Arron. Obviously, you won it last year. What are we going to see different from this year from Arron Clegg?
Has no little Mickey Red let you in on this, mate?
Unfortunately not, no.
To be honest, I don't think you'll see much different in terms of process. But I think I'll be a bit more at ease myself, having the full day and not being timed as such, to complete a task. There's one thing you'll see, though, is that all the kit that I've invested in, I would like to think will be on show if I can use it this year. So they'll definitely be coming to my aid, hopefully, in getting into one of the top 3 spaces with a bit of luck. Wonderful. So I'll definitely see some new kit and some new technology. So
well, hopefully it'll get paid for if you're up there and winning it again. So that'll be good to see.
Well, you need to win it, mate, don't we? That's the thing.
Well, that's it. Defend the title, Arron. Defend the title. I know I was talking to you a few weeks back, and you said you're an avid boxing fan, as am I. I love the boxing, and I think you took your old fella to Wembley to watch Froch versus Groves last week. The rematch. Is there a resemblance between that fight and your up-and-coming fight at the Masterfitter Challenge?
I tell you what, mate, it was a good fight, a good atmosphere to be there. I wish there was that kind of atmosphere at this competition, but I think if it was, I'd end up walking out. I'd be under that much pressure. But resemblance between that and fight depends in terms of what you mean. I suppose the one resemblance will be that if I manage to win it again, that I could nick the Cobra's hashtag, that the I'm still he's got going on.
Yeah,
so I could grab that hashtag and say I'm still champion. But other than that, I'd like to think that I'm not arrogant, and I'm definitely not going into it thinking I'm going to win it. So I'll just let my actions and my skills do the talking on the day, and we'll see what happens.
Fair play. And what did you think to the fight? Just going off subject a minute, did you enjoy it? Did you have a good night? I would imagine so, with 80,000.
Absolutely cracking, mate. Yeah, it was epic. It was. We're up with the gods, but I mean, I was just grateful to get a ticket at the time. So. And
it was the result that you wanted, I think. I mean, I was shouting for Groves, but I take it I think you're a Froch fan, aren't you?
Yeah, we had a bit of banter beforehand, don't we? Yeah, I'm glad he did the business on him. So we'll be following him now with a bit of luck. If he gets the fight against Chavez in Vegas, then we'll be following him there. So
well, that's one that I might go to. It's a place I want to go, Vegas. But
don't play together then, mate. Eh?
Possibly. But glad you enjoyed that, and I suppose I've only really got one last thing to ask you. What would you like to say to the other 7 finalists? Have you got anything you want to say to them?
I don't know if it needs me to say it, but obviously there's a huge well done for already getting this far. But showing that these guys are the elite in the industry and deserve to be recognised, and probably just good luck and have fun on the day, guys. Yeah, enjoy yourselves.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to echo that. We want to say good luck to everybody. Obviously, I've known you from the last show, Arron, and a little bit before that, actually, just through knowing you're in the industry. But good luck to you all. I hope you all do your best, and I'm sure that you'll be up and around there again. It's been a pleasure catching up with you, Arron. All the best at the competition, and hopefully we'll catch you for a cup of tea, or if not, even better, a beer at the show.
The beer sounds like a plan, mate. Thanks for talking to me, Lee.
Wonderful. Cheers, Arron.
All right, pal.
Thanks.